chosen ones, empaths, and all the genuine souls. I didn't realize how prevalent this twin flame ideology was, right? I didn't realize. I got in a discussion with someone and they kind of believed in it, you know? And not kind of, they very much did so. And I'm not going to knock any of you for believing in it as well, but I'd like to know what your opinions are, because I didn't realize that this is how. I touched on it briefly, but I didn't realize the extent that narcissists are using this twin flame kind of concept to lure you in. Or even you could look at it as a narcissistic agenda of manipulation that is there in our society, that narcissists latch onto, and also that you fall victim to, right? I also want to touch on kingdom marriages and stuff, because I'm not saying that you can't have a partner by God or something like that, but going around with, I know this is very different, twin flame and kingdom marriages and stuff like that, but I want you to understand why I'm drawing the parallel. Having the mindset in your mind that the person that you meet is a part of your soul that was missing, or believing that God has like brought this person in your life to be your one and only or something like that, is not a good mindset to go around with. Yes, it's romanticized, but it's not a good mindset to go around with, because when you go around with that mindset, you're in a cesspool of narcissists. Of course someone's going to come along and they probe you. You know, they probe you for answers, or what's the right word? I guess maybe that's not the right word. They they manipulate you for answers. They do things to get insight into your life. And once you start saying things like, "Oh, you're wonderful," or like you praise them, this is how they get in. Okay, so I'm not saying you can't find someone. I think I'm not saying you can't find someone that is God-given or something like that, but like, I think that you should keep these things a secret, right? And normally I cover these kind of topics on a spiritual channel, but I thought I'd put one out on here, right? Like, I'll just touch on it briefly. Even your own belief system. Let's talk about humans. Forget religion and spiritual practices. Talk about the human being, okay? If you do have a religion or a spiritual practice, or you do something as a way of life, shouldn't you keep that to yourself? Okay? Shouldn't you keep that to yourself? Really? You know? Don't let these people know what you're about too soon. This is what I'm encouraging all of you to do. Okay? Even if you do feel like inside yourself, and this is what I tried to say to the person, I said, even if you do feel like inside yourself, this person is wonderful, they're your twin flame, or they're your kingdom partner, don't let them know that you think that. You know? Don't let them know that you think that. It's dangerous. Look, if you want to have belief systems like twin flames or kingdom marriages, things like that, that's okay, you know? But really, it doesn't mean like God, the universe is going to put someone in your path like immediately. Not all the time. That is your one and only. And really, I've kind of broken from this is going to go a bit deep, but I've broken from the whole concept of this one and only thing. Okay? This one and only kind of concept, really. Because let's touch on it from a psychological level, right? That people love, like, obviously there is psychological aspects to narcissism, but I'm saying people just hyper focusing on that. But if you touch on the psychological aspects of narcissism and toxic personality disorders and things like that, right, they say it's to do with upbringing. Now, all of these people that you interact with in your life, at work, in your romantic relationships with your friends or whatever, they've had different upbringings. Even as close as family, they've had different upbringings because they may have been raised by an auntie or an uncle or whatever, right? So it takes a little while to really form a bond. And this is why I don't want you to fall victim to lust, because I think that the devil or the negative forces coat this ideology with lust of the twin flame, of the kingdom marriage. And because you have value concepts, religious concepts, or spiritual concepts, or you're just a genuine soul of, morals and standards and decency, this is a way to coerce you into lustful ways of being, thinking that this person is the one and only, thinking that and it's a way to lure you out. I don't know if I'm going too deep, but this is what I'm starting to think, right? I'm not starting to think, I thought this for a very long time, but I'm saying this is what I want to start to reveal to you, that is what it is, okay? And the narcissists latch onto this. Think about it logically, right? I'm going to put this out there. Me, for instance, right? Me talking about narcissism, someone only has to watch a few videos to gauge what I'm thinking, really. They can make enough assessment off a few videos. So I can't let someone know that I am even making videos for us. You see? I can't let people know that, because they'll know the insight into my life, and it's not cautious. It's cautious, but it's justified. Okay? People want to try, take advantage and things like that. It's you have to learn from these experiences of people. You can't fall victim into these things again. And something that is a huge force behind the reason why you fall into these ways of thinking, of twin flame, of kingdom marriages, the reason why you fall into that is because you're consumed with loneliness. Okay? And not all of you, some of you understand what I'm saying, but I can understand when you're burned by a narcissist, or ghosted or abandoned or discarded or whatever, you can become feeling lonely. And I just want you to seize that opportunity and capture that moment. I think everything comes in a balance, right? On a higher comprehension, the world is in balance. There is a balance in the world, okay? And all of this energy that you put into the narcissist, it's like the universe's way or God's way of saying, no, chosen one, empath, genuine soul, take some time for yourself now. Take some time for yourself. So I don't want you festering in that mind state of just feeling sufficed if you meet someone else, okay? You have to be realistic, right? Someone said to me in a session, would you be alone for the rest of your life? And I said, yeah. They said, really? I said, yeah. If someone is, if the way you gotta be is, if you're coming across people that are toxic, just get away from them. It becomes easier and easier. It becomes easier and easier to get away from people, right? After your experience, and you realize that a lot of people are a huge time waste. They're a huge time waste. A lot of people. And the energy you give these situations and these people is a huge time waste, especially after you've already been through it. Obviously, the first, few times, whatever, you're starting to gauge it and learn from these experiences. But after a while, you gotta say no more. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is these people, you have to create so much distance from them where they feel uncomfortable in their own situation, even with their own way they're aging, right? This is what I encourage you to do, right? Leave it some time, right? When they start to get older and they don't grow old gracefully. They hate the aging process. The narcissist hates the aging process, and I can understand. Even when I was like very young, I didn't want to turn 30. No, when I was like, I didn't want to turn 20. I remember from when I was like 13, I thought, oh god, 18, 20, I don't want to turn 20, right? And then when I got to like, so I went through this like weird midlife crisis when I was very young. Not a midlife crisis, but I thought, no, I don't want to turn older. I remember saying, I don't want to turn 30. When I turned 30, I thought it was the best year of my life, right? When I turned 30, I thought it was a very good year, right? And I don't really have qualms about getting older. It's only if you weigh the basis of what other people are doing on yourself. But more and more people in this day and age are taking time out to develop themselves, just like yourself. All right, and I think that's a huge, that's a huge opportunity to take advantage of, because you are made alone, and you are made alone as an individual, and that's why I don't want you thinking about that half your soul's out there as a twin flame, or you have to be in a marriage to feel okay. There's so many toxic people. Like, I didn't realize, like I was on Instagram yesterday, I just looked at some of the things. It's so toxic out there. It's so toxic, it's so toxic. There was some viewers that messaged and stuff, said thank you for the videos, thank you for what you're doing and stuff, some of you people. But I'm saying, I didn't realize that there's so much fakery. So I don't even like to look at it. There's so much fakery, right? I'm not paranoid, and I'm not trying to instill paranoia in you, but I just think giving your time to the wrong people is worthless. So please break from this mind state of the next person that you meet is going to be your one and only. Like, you can't, like, the narcissist, this is sorry, but this is what I'm saying about the narcissist, right? So many of you, I'm laughing because I've come so far on my journey, but so many of you think that the narcissist or toxic individual or whatever is satisfied in with these new supplies and everything like that. Like, they don't have the same mind state that you do, thinking this is my one and only. They don't have that. They may have it for a brief time, but they just like you. They thought other opportunities went for them, and they're always caught up in the past. Narcissists. Like, so imagine after like you, and they go with another new supply, or they're just with that same supply, they're going to become very bored, in those situations. And then they fantasize about that period of time that they spent with you. And some of you might have done that with the narcissist as well, where you thought that was the most ideal, perfect time in your life. But that passes, that fades. With the hurt that they put you through, and the mask slipping, and then becoming so nasty, you realize that whole thing was just a performance, to be around you. That's the thing. That's what you got to flip the dynamics on. It was to be around you. They couldn't be their real self around you, because you would have told them to go away immediately. They had to mislead you and think like they wanted to be around you. So you become this figment of their imagination for a period of time. And they may have it with other suppliers as well, with particular like ways of being, but a lot of the times it's not the case. Okay, a lot of the times it's you as an individual. They don't meet a lot of good people. You know how rare it is to meet good people in this world. And I'm not saying you're perfect, but it's just what it is. We're not perfect, but it's rare. So just watch out for this going around with the mindset that you're going to meet a twin flame. You may have done it with the narcissist, okay, thinking that the narcissist is your twin flame or something like this. So just break from it. That's what I advise you to do. Break from it. It's not yeah, just break from it. You gotta break from it. God or the universe can bring someone in your life. God or the universe can bring someone in your life, but a lot of the time, so I want to check. You want to check out the video. It might be a couple of videos back now, about when you're embarrassed of the person that you're with. If you missed that one, I would advise you to check it out, because that's what a lot of you did when you were the narcissist. And in that video, I kind of want you to grasp the concept of that's how you felt. Yeah, if you want to check that out, there's more detail on that. But anyway, thank you so much for listening today. If you'd like to book a one-to-one session, you can find the link in the description box below. If you'd like to donate or support to the channel, you can also find the link in the description box below. And I wish you all a good weekend and a week ahead. I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.